He's a horticulturist, a landscape designer, our dear friend. He has done some of the most incredible gardens that have been featured in the most influential magazines, including his own home. He uses this in his backyard. It's a one-piece Limelight Hydrangea live plant. We started the season with 5,000. We have fewer than 1,000 remaining, and that will be it. The orders will be done for the season. Use your credit card, debit card, PayPal, $9 and change to get it home. If you have a QVC credit card, you can use the 5 Easy Pays. That would be about 6. But Philip described this as his largest and longest blooming flowering shrub in his collection. Phillip Watson, how are you, my friend?
Well, Pat, it's great to be with you. And you know how I love these hydrangeas. And it
We do
really
too.
is, it's the lowest maintenance of all hydrangeas, the most cold hardy of all hydrangeas, and the biggest. It's got long woody stems. I've dried some over here. By the way, I dried these 3 years ago
Oh, you're
because they
kidding.
start, no, they start off green and then they go completely snow white and then they go to this pink color late summer on into the fall. And I just cut them and bring them inside on these woody stems. But once it gets established, it's drought tolerant and really a nice habit. And it blooms on new wood. So if you wanted to cut it down, say only 3 or 4 feet tall, anytime during the winter or early spring, you can do that. And it blooms on the new wood. So you're not cutting off any of the buds.
Oh, that's
It's
excellent.
fabulous. Low maintenance and drought tolerant. That's what I love about it.
Philip, if you picked it for us, you have been doing this since you were knee-high to a grasshopper with your
Yes.
grandmother and your mom. So you know a hydrangea, and you know that we don't want something that's going to die. We don't want something
Right.
that's going to get disease. We don't want something that's going to disappoint us or require a lot of upkeep. You use this in your own home.
Yes. And by the way, I have got, maybe
Oh,
24 or
look at those.
30 of them
Oh,
planted on the
you're
backside of the
kidding.
property. You know how people have white pines in the
Mm-hmm.
back? Well, people had planted those before and they just look boring to me. So I planted these in front of the white pines and they just look beautiful
Oh,
because the white pops against the pines. So they read from a distance, blooming all the way down to the ground. And I'm shipping you a
wow.
full gallon size of this proven winner's choice of the beautiful Limelight Hydrangea. And so you're not going to have to baby it the first year. It is going to bloom like crazy the very first year and for decades to come.
This is an opportunity to be able to get it and you'll show us what it looks like when it's shipped to you. These are
Yes.
gorgeous as cut flowers. They're gorgeous dried flowers. You invest once and they're perennials. They get better every single year. But take us from the beginning, Philip,
Well,
please.
this is how it's going to ship to you. It's already nice and well branched and planted in full sun to half shade, no deeper than it is in the pot,
Okay.
and then watered in really well. And if you really want to give it a head start, pick up my fertilizer, this time released fertilizer, which is awesome. You feed it 1 tablespoon, sprinkle it across the top in the spring, and not again until next year. I just love that one and done because I'm a
Me
lazy
too.
gardener and sometimes you're forgetful. You can remember to do it once and you don't have to mix it. Just sprinkle it across. Love that. And also, once you plant this in the ground, it starts to grow. It'll set the buds. And so don't prune it after you get it. It'll set the buds and then it'll start blooming in midsummer this year and have beautiful blooms on it. You can cut the blooms and bring them inside. And I don't even cut the dead blooms off in the fall because the birds come for the old dead blooms and they look nice to me and they line their nest with it.
Oh,
But this is what you can
gorgeous.
have.
If I'm going to buy more than one, Philip, how far should I space these apart?
When I first planted mine, I planted them 4 feet apart, and I realized that that wasn't far enough apart. Plant them 6 to 8 feet
Oh,
apart.
wow. Okay.
Yes, and
Wow,
you'll
look
have
at
a
the
dense
size.
hedge and see how they look in a hedge? It's just fabulous. And low maintenance, as I mentioned, they're drought tolerant. And so these are going to just go to town for you and be beautiful. And the white flowers I'm always talking about, these will draw your eye to the back part of your property or to backlight your flower beds. You can plant them behind your flower beds.
Most of our friends, Philip, are ordering more than one because this is
Yes.
such a phenomenal opportunity. And listen, I can go to, and I love the garden centers near my house, but I don't know what I'm looking at. And, and it's an expensive plant to not know what you're doing. So this is an opportunity. And the fact that it goes from white and then the pink, I mean, look at the way that morphs in color. And it's not one of those fussy ones. So if I wanted to trim it back, it comes out on that new wood. So that's just an
Yes,
easier way to deal with it.
indeed. And go forth and be happy.
We absolutely love and adore you. There is a lot more Phillip Watson Designs, and I would get it now because we're getting towards the end of the garden season, fortunately.
Yes,
So a lot of these things will not be around. Phillip, as you know, we were able to bring in 5,000 total.
yes.
900 remain. That is it. So make sure you're reserving yours now. And Phillip, you will only send these when it's appropriate for us to put them into our own backyards at the right time.
That's correct. And also, this is a perennial. It comes back for year after year. So it's guaranteed for an entire year. You'll receive a growing guide that tells you all about it. We got you covered because I want you to come back, and I appreciate you believing